Hi and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to take a look at the new ZENworks Mobile Management 3.0 feature set for Knox Enterprise Mobile Management, also known as SAFE. Business problem here is you want to lock down your Samsung devices for better security. The Samsung SAFE and Knox EMM feature set provides significant new capabilities for restricting those devices. So you can use ZENworks Mobile Management, which includes these new policies, including Kiosk Mode and alternate home screen for restricting what can be done on the device as far as apps are concerned. Other restrictions, enhanced password controls, and it also allows mail to be auto-provisioned on your Samsung enabled devices. Let's go ahead and take a look at the console and see where these policies can be set up. So here I have the console. You'll see I have a new policy under my policy suite called the Knox EMM policy, and I have these 7 categories. Kiosk mode is an interesting one if you are using single-purpose devices. Let's say you've got a POS system and you want that locked in so that your servers can take orders, or you want to do barcode scanning, those kind of applications. This allows you to specify exactly one application that will run, and every time the device gets booted up or comes out of sleep, then it will go ahead and launch that application. Getting a little less restrictive is the alternative home screen. With alternative home screen, if you turn that on, then your applications that will show up on the device are only the managed applications provided by ZENworks, as well as the ZENworks application itself. When you're in that mode, you also have a number of other settings here you can see as far as allowing the power button or the navigation bar, status bar, etc. So I could turn these on. I could say, no, I don't want you to be able to get to the task manager, for instance. And now when I register my device, it would only show me those applications that were managed. I'm not going to do that here. I want to be able to also show you the mail provisioning, so I can't do that. You'll notice under applications I have the ability to restrict certain things. I have the ability to restrict the Google Play Store, the settings, as well as the YouTube application. Under browser I have the ability to pre-configure the HTTP proxy server if required in my company. Under device features I have a number of additional capabilities that I can restrict, such as the clipboard. I can restrict the user from resetting their device. I can prevent over-the-air upgrades or safe mode booting, as well as tethering and screen capture. Under email policy, I can actually configure it so that the only email account that can be added to the local Samsung email application is the one that's configured by ZENworks. And then under password, I have a number of additional password controls that go above and beyond the default Android security settings that are in the security settings policy. This gives me significant more control over those settings. For instance, I can specify numerical sequence, character sequence lengths. I can set up specific string permissions that aren't allowed. So for instance, the username can't be in the password, the email can't be in the password. I can specifically put in a set of strings that can't be part of the password. I can define a regular expression. So there are lots of capabilities here that allow you to really get that device locked down quite well. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the allow settings option here and go ahead and save the changes. So when this policy goes into effect and my device enrolls, what you should see happen is we'll get asked to accept the Samsung Safe license agreement. We'll then enroll now that the device is enrolled, the email will get provisioned into the Samsung email client, and the setting here for allow settings will go into effect. Additionally, there may be applications associated to this device, and those would then be set to automatically install if they're assigned as well. So we'll go ahead and save that change, and then we'll switch over to our application that shows us our Android. Alright, so here I have my Android device. This is a Samsung Note 2. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the ZENworks app. And we'll go ahead and put in our server address. And that will go ahead and make a connection and check to see whether SAML is enabled. In my case, SAML is not enabled on the server, so that I'm prompted to use my username and password to authenticate. And we'll go ahead and put in my domain. And then we'll pick corporate or personal for device ownership, and we'll enroll the device. So that sets up the account. We'll have to make ZENworks a device administrator so that it can set the policies. Enrollment's now complete. Now it may take a minute for our policies to come up, but what we should see happen here is, because this is a safe enabled device, there we go, I'll have to go ahead and acknowledge the Knox license agreement. I'll confirm that. That will then enable those Knox capabilities on this device, the Knox mobile the manageability features, and then those policies will go into effect. Now, here in a minute, I should also get a notification of email. So you'll see there's new email account data has been received. And I'm also being told that I have applications to install. So I can go ahead and install those. While that's installing, if I come up here, I can go to the new email account. You'll see it asks me to confirm and then automatically sets up my email so that I can access that. Meanwhile, the other applications will install. Now, so it will then turn that on. You'll also notice I'm getting the install applications here. So I'll go ahead and click install applications, and it will continue to install the applications that have been assigned to this device. Now, while that's doing its thing, you'll also notice here that when I hit settings, I get the security policy prevents changing settings. So you can see that the Knox specific policy that we put in place that prevented access to the settings has gone into effect. So I now have a phone that is fairly well locked down, and I'm ready to use that as the end user. So what you saw here is the ability to use Samsung Safe or Knox EMM policies to restrict what the user can do with their phone. Thank you very much.